Hey guys, so I'm here with Dan from Dan Cross Fitness once again. Today we're going to do a little topic of circadian rhythms. Something I'm not too familiar about, so I'm going to kind of pick your brain a little bit and hopefully we'll get some good information out.
Yeah.
So to start, why don't you just describe for us what that definition means to you of circadian rhythms?
So circadian rhythm is basically your biological clock.
Okay.
So we all wake up to alarms and we go to sleep to televisions, but you're naturally just supposed to fall asleep around 10, 11 p.m. and you're supposed to naturally wake up around 6 or 7 a.m. without an alarm. Something I've been working on and definitely seeing some benefits. I'll just wake up at 6 a.m. out of nowhere.
Okay.
Just my natural biological clock.
Yep. Do you think this is like a trained setting or something your body adapts to over being in a certain climate in a certain place for a certain amount of time?
I don't know too much about that, but I would assume so because it has a lot to do with the sunrise, sunset,
Okay.
and your sun exposure. So places that get less sun would have different times and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give a general overview, more for North America.
Okay.
You know what we would do here.
That makes sense completely. And then do you think you can train your circadian rhythm and get better at adapting to like more intuitive with it?
Yeah.
Like you said, you wake up at 6 a.m. now like a clock. Not everyone has that, right? Do you think the more you allow yourself to work within the times of your natural circadian rhythm, the better you'll get at intuitively figuring it out?
Yeah, so there's actually ways that you can train your circadian rhythm, which I'll go into. And I've had insomnia my whole life.
Okay.
I always had trouble falling asleep, and then when I got to sleep, I was very light sleeper.
Okay. Yep.
So I would wake up at like the sound of a little creak or something.
Yep.
And so the last 6 months to a year, I've been working on resetting my circadian rhythm, taking some herbs and supplements that help with sleep. And I find I can fall asleep around 10 p.m. and get up around 6 a.m. and I'm rested. I'm fully rested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you walk us through what your protocol looks like right now to optimize that sleep?
So what I do in the mornings is I get up at 6.
Okay.
And I go outside. First thing I do before I look at any screen, because blue light can interrupt your circadian rhythm. So
Yep.
TVs and computers and stuff. So before I look at my phone screen or my computer screen, check emails, I go outside and I actually look at the sun.
Okay.
As much as I can. It's difficult. It's the sun. So you want to look and then look away and look back. But what that'll do is it'll set your circadian rhythm for the night.
Okay.
So you'll fall asleep easier when you go to bed later.
Okay. That
Sunlight
makes complete
exposure.
sense.
Yeah. So I go on my bare feet. I ground, grounding.
I was going to ask you that,
Yeah. So I'm outside on my bare feet. So with all our technology, we're really positively charged,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a magnetic field. So grounding has negative ions. So it'll help to balance out your magnetic field in your own body.
Right.
So I go out, I ground, I balance, I stare at the sun, and I do a little workout, some postural stuff, and then I start my day.
Okay.
And I find ever since I started doing that, like my sleep has improved so much.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
big
makes
time.
complete sense. Do you use any melatonin supplementation?
That's a very interesting question. No.
Okay.
And here's why. Melatonin helps you get to sleep.
Yeah.
It does not help you stay asleep. So I find I used to take melatonin when I was 18. And I would fall asleep, but I would wake up at like 2, 3 a.m. And when I worked at my old job, a health food store, I used to have people come in all the time saying they take melatonin, but they're waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. And that's the thing about it. So it's something that, it will help you get to sleep, but it won't help you stay asleep.
Okay. I've heard of a few people almost microdosing their melatonin earlier in the day, like getting up first thing in the morning, like you talked about, going and looking at the sun, taking their melatonin in that time to almost set their clock for when they fall asleep again. Is that something you've heard of? Or?
I actually haven't heard of that. I can see how that would help, though. It keeps it in your body, so it's prepped too. Because your body actually naturally secretes melatonin at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
That's why 10 to 11 p.m. is the time you want to start to fall asleep.
Yeah, that's why I've heard a lot of the melatonin supplementation is done incorrectly because it doesn't actually need to be done prior to sleep. Mm-hmm. Your body will store it for when it is time, right? So,
yeah, and then secrete it when it needs to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes complete sense. What are some of the herbs you talked about utilizing before you go to bed?
So I do it mainly through teas.
Okay.
And the herbs that are best for sleep are valerian root, which is great for getting to sleep and staying asleep. That's like the best one. Lemon balm's another good one. That'll help you get drowsy.
Okay.
Fall asleep. Lavender, again, relaxation. And then chamomile.
Okay.
Those would be the 4 that you would want to do. And what I do is I just combine them all except valerian. So I put lemon balm, chamomile, and lavender in a big cup, and I drink that an hour or 2 before bed, and I'm done.
Do you steep them yourself? Is it just the okay.
15 minutes.
Okay.
I want the herbs to get in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense. Okay. The only question I have with that is the chamomile. I've heard before that if you're going to do like a fast, that chamomile actually breaks
Any herbal tea will.
Okay.
It will. Okay. It will spike insulin a little bit. So that's the start of my fast.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'll eat dinner and then I'll wait about an hour. I'll have my tea, and then when I'm done my tea, that's when my fast technically starts.
Because I've heard that about herbal teas.
It does. So it does. Yeah.
Okay. So just to throw that in there too for intermittent fasting. If you are intermittent fasting, herbal teas you should actually stay away from.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay.
Big time. If you're doing a dry fast, again, you'll get some benefits.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're doing a dry fast and you want the health benefits, stay away from herbal teas.
Okay. Sure. Are there any biohacks you do during sleep to help improve your sleep quality? Like any oils, any lighting type things?
Yeah. So number one, and it actually amazes me how people don't do this, is black out your room.
Yeah.
It needs to be pitch black. You shouldn't see anything. If you open your eyes, you shouldn't see anything.
Everything down to like little lights and things like that?
Everything. Yeah. Everything. And I didn't do that for a long time, and then I started blacking out my room. Way better. You can get the little face mask or whatever, eye mask. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like having something over my face, but you can do that. Another big problem that people struggle with is sleep apnea.
Yeah.
So breathing through your mouth can cause snoring and stuff like that, which causes sleep apnea. So I don't know if you've heard of this, but it's called mouth taping.
I have heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, so you tape your mouth. I luckily don't struggle with this. But you tape your mouth and it forces you to breathe through your nose. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're going to try that, be careful. Put a little coconut or olive oil under the tape.
Yeah.
Because when you take it off, you don't want it to
especially if you're a male.
Yeah, exactly. Even though I breathe through my nose, I am going to try it just to see what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you want to be breathing through your nose when you sleep. So however you go about doing that, if you get a sleep apnea machine, mouth tape, whatever. Throughout the day, too, you can practice breathing through your nose and retrain your body that way. The other thing you can do is have a diffuser going.
Yeah.
Beside you when you're sleeping. Put some lavender, some bergamot, some rose in there. Those essential oils will help you get drowsy and fall asleep. And it gives a nice aroma to the room, nice relaxing.
Absolutely.
You know? And then the other thing that I like, and I find this is really individualized, but I like some white noise in the background. So I just have a fan going. I don't even have the fan on me. I just like the noise.
I'm the same way, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, it just helps drown out all the other sounds that I might hear outside, like birds or crickets or something. But yeah, that would be the best thing. And then, so your body temperature naturally lowers around 10 p.m. And you want to be around 67, 68 degrees when you sleep. So I make sure my room's nice and cold. I sleep with a thin blanket. And yeah, definitely you want lower body temperature.
Okay, fantastic. In the same token, is there any biohacks that you use first thing in the morning, other than, like you said, staring at the sun? Like, is there any supplementation that can actually help first thing in the morning?
The one that helps would be tryptophan, which is an amino acid. It's an essential, so you can't get it from the diet. So I get it in my essential amino acid supplement. And tryptophan is the precursor to 5-HTP.
Yeah.
And 5-HTP, which you could actually get in a supplement too, it helps with sleep. 5-HTP is the precursor to melatonin and serotonin.
Right.
Melatonin being the what helps you fall asleep.
Yep.
And serotonin, relaxes you, makes you happy. So yeah, if you can take a tryptophan supplement sometime in the day, that's going to help you.
That's usually what you break your fast with, right? Because that would
the essential amino acids. Yeah, which it's not just tryptophan, but there is tryptophan in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what you break your fast with.
Yeah, exactly. And you can skip over that. You can just get a 5-HTP supplement. Mm-hmm. That's another one you can take close to bedtime, and that will help you stay asleep longer too.
Okay.
Because it'll release melatonin, which helps you get to sleep, and then serotonin, which is going to help you stay asleep.
Okay, that's fantastic. Yeah. As far as food goes, is there anything you cater around food to try to enhance sleep?
The biggest thing with food is making sure you don't have gut aches when you go to sleep.
Okay.
When you go to sleep, you want to be relaxed, right? And when you have gut problems, gut issues, and you're eating stuff that's causing that, it's going to throw your whole sleep pattern off.
Yeah.
So when your mood's bad, you sleep bad, and when you sleep bad, your mood gets worse. So it's this vicious cycle. So the biggest thing with that, with food, is just make sure you're eating foods that don't upset your stomach, especially close to bedtime.
Okay.
And this is another reason why I like chamomile and lavender and lemon balm, because they help
of the
gut. So not only is it going to make you drowsy, it's going to relax your gut, which is going to help you just relax before bed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. That sounds perfect. Those are some good tips. Do you have anything else you want to throw into the circadian rhythm conversation?
I just want to talk about why you want to sleep well.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing, and I think you would know this, and I think a lot of people know this, is muscle growth.
Yeah.
At night, your muscles are repairing. So when you're in the gym, you're actually breaking down your muscle fibers. You're not growing muscle. It's when you sleep that you're regrowing the muscle. it goes beyond that though. You're repairing all your organs, your brain's detoxing. Like when you sleep, you're detoxing fully. So you need to be sleeping well to optimize your daily routine.
Yeah.
So when you're awake in the day, your body's always under stress. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're doing anything, eating, digesting, you're under stress. And there are good and bad stressors. So at night, you want to be sleeping well to detoxify the body and get it ready for the next day's stressors.
Yeah.
That would be the biggest thing. That's why you want to optimize it.
Okay, that's fantastic. And then you obviously believe in the importance of keeping your sleep regulated too, right? Like if you can sleep at the same time every day is more ideal.
Yes.
I can't remember what the term is, but there's new terminology I heard for those people. Like if you go out and you party on the weekend, don't go to sleep till 3 and 4 a.m. That actually has a really negative effect for your entire week.
Oh, yeah. Well, it throws off your whole circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
So it's going to be harder to go to bed at your normal time, like 10 p.m., if you're staying up on weekends till 3 a.m.
Right.
Right? I find the biggest thing for me, though, is making sure I wake up at the same time every morning.
Okay.
So if I go to bed at like 9 p.m. because I'm really tired and then sleep till 6 a.m., okay, and the next night I go to bed at 11:30 p.m. and I wake up at 6, it's the waking up at the same time every day that really seems to have a dramatic impact on my day.
Right.
In a positive way.
Okay.
For sure.
So would you say that you would actually sacrifice a little bit of sleep to get up at that time would actually be more beneficial? Okay.
Yes. Just make up for it. Maybe take a nap in the day. Because you want to sleep. Like children and teens need to sleep more, like 10 to 14 hours. Being an adult, you want to be around 7 to 9 hours. That's the optimal that studies are showing. So let's say you only sleep 6 hours one night. Just try to take a little nap some point in the day if you can. If you can't, try to get 9 hours the next night.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, somewhere in that 7 to 9 range for like the 24-hour clock. So again, if you sleep 6 hours the night, take an hour nap, you're at the 7.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. With some great tools. Hopefully you guys learned something from that. I definitely did. So if you have any more questions, to hit up either Dan or I, and we can farther elaborate, or we can always make a second video if you guys provide some topics.
Beauty. Yeah.
So,
yeah, and we'll put some links down below for more information, more reading. If people are interested too.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds fantastic. Awesome. Good job.